Hi guys, my name is Isabella Greene. I am an awakening coach and a remote soul healer. And today I would like to share with you some stuff about stereotypes that we deal with every day. We as spiritual healers, we as people awakening and wanting to be spiritual. So let's take a look at this stereotype of a spiritual person. What is it that we believe we're supposed to be if we want to be spiritual, right? I was having this really fun conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and so we came up with a whole list of what a spiritual person is not. Okay, so a spiritual person has to get up at sunrise and cannot sleep in. A spiritual person can never feel angry. A spiritual person can never cry. The spiritual person doesn't age. The spiritual person does not get sick. The spiritual person is always rich and abundant. The spiritual person, or actually the opposite, well, a spiritual person cannot take money. The spiritual person would never have sex without love. A spiritual person is just levitating in space and smiling and not completely not responding to any reality. Oh, a spiritual person is a vegan. A spiritual person is a vegetarian. A spiritual person would never eat meat. The spiritual person would never do a whole list of things that are most common for a human being. Okay. So here, I'm sure the list goes on, but these are the things that I just took off the top of my head right now. I would like to share with you here what I think about all that. Yes, you know, when you're transitioning first, when you first awakened and you have all kinds of habits from getting wasted every night to, I don't know, eating at McDonald's or whatever kind of stuff. I'm exaggerating, obviously, you know, to running around from bar to bar and getting I don't know, one night stands here and there. Yeah, this is not necessarily the behavior of a spiritual person. But so when you're just first awakening and first stepping into your spiritual practice, creating a cleaner environment to assist yourself is really important. Yes, it is important to change your diet to a higher frequency diet. Yes, it is important to observe your behavior. Is it to the highest good of yourself? Is it to the highest good of all? It is important to shift your focus of attention from being focused in the negative, like meaning being angry and watching the news and getting freaked out and watching TV 24/7 and staying in a zombie land, into something more conducive to your spiritual journey. Yes, it will help you if you get up at sunrise, greet the sun and meditate. It will change your energy, it will change your whole day. But I believe that all of that is the beginner level. The spiritual person, in my experience, is someone who is aware of their divine nature. Someone who is aware that the abilities that are assigned to only spiritual healers and teachers are actually widely available and are a very natural and normal state of human being. We have just been all conditioned to believe that these are special abilities and special state of mind, but the truth is we're all awakening into knowing that that's just the way the human beings are. That's just the way the human beings were created originally. So creating all of the limitations on to apply onto yourself turns you into the sort of like a control freak, you know, the self-control freak. Oh, if I do this, I'm not a spiritual person anymore. So the inner judge that we had to deal with growing up, a lot of us had to deal with growing up as children, it's just applied onto a different area of our lives. You know, like a lot of people who want to be in good shape, they freak out if they couldn't go to the gym, and they judge themselves. Oh my God, I didn't go to the gym. Oh my God, I ate that piece of cake. Oh my God, I'm not a perfect athlete anymore. I'm gonna lose my body. That's an example of being a self-control freak. Self-control freak also extends to being a spiritual person. And the judgment is applied not only internally but also externally. Oh, if this person said this or did that or reacted like this or responded like this or had a very normal human range of emotions, then they cannot possibly be a spiritual person. Well, how about taking a look at every one of these limitations, every one of these stereotypical beliefs? You know, we are past the times when there was just one spiritual teacher like Jesus or Buddha per, thousands and thousands or millions of population. Right now, we're in the paradigm where we are awakening into our own abilities. Jesus said that we all are just like him. We all are made by source, and we all are source. So that should allow you to feel more like a spiritual person without applying crazy self-judgment onto your own behavior, your own environment, your own diet. I mean, of course, I'm not recommending doing something that's straight out self-jeopardizing to yourselves, and that was the list that of things that I mentioned, such as, I don't know, drinking heavily or going to bars or getting one-night stands or any of that. But can a spiritual person have sex without love? Sure, why not? They can do that when the other person is with them, with the other person with them is on the same page, and they know that they're getting together for that, and that the end result is just sharing energy and upgrading and sharing that beautiful space together. So yes, that's fine. Then can the spiritual person eat meat? I eat meat. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends on the state of being where I'm at, or a place where I'm at. It depends on what I'm processing. Some months I cannot even look at meat. Some months I eat meat. It's grounding for you. Do I feel the sadness after eating it? Yes, I do. Does it drop my frequency? Yes, it does. And sometimes it's all right, because when we have to deal with everyday 3D reality here, meat actually grounds you pretty well, and we are here on Earth to have human experiences. If we were here to be the saints, we would have stayed where we came from. We would have stayed on our planets, in our non-physical forms. But we're here to have physical experiences. So I invite you guys to take a close look at the system of stereotypes that might be running your reality, at the system of stereotypes that might be running your judgments towards others, and mainly towards yourself as well. It doesn't make you any more spiritual. Being vegan doesn't make you any more spiritual if you are doing things that jeopardize into yourself, and also out of alignment with the highest good of other people. Or if you are meditating every day because you're a spiritual person, but right as you come out of the meditation, all that is dropped, and you are continuing in this super stressful, angry, and limited reality. So these are the things to look at and consider when we are judging ourselves as being spiritual people and non-spiritual people. And also remember that we all are spiritual people. Whether we have an awareness of that or not, we all have abilities. Whether we have conscious recognition of our origins, of our gifts, of our inspirations, of our creativity or not, we still have access to all that. So we overall are all spiritual people. We're no longer in the time when there was just 1 per million, you know. So once again, going back to releasing the judge and allowing yourself to find that space of balance where you are a human being and you are the human being who is aware of spiritual abilities and gifts and knowledge that is always available to you. This is what makes you a spiritual person. I love you guys. Thank you for listening and tuning in today. Lots of love. Namaste.